Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. My name is Matt and this is Restorology. You read the thumbnail, you saw I'm giving myself a 24-hour challenge to repair and restore this old, moldy, broken, rusty, stinky park bench table that I found on the side of the road a few weeks ago. I'm going to turn it into a bench and donate it to a local park. We've only got 24 hours, so let's get started. Only got 24 hours, so let's get started. In order to keep myself honest, we're going to set the timer at 24 hours. Begins now. So I'm doing this because I'm moving out of my neighborhood soon. And in my neighborhood we have a nice little butterfly garden that one of the neighbors set up. It currently has one bench, but I think that this would make a really nice second bench for it. And just a little gift to the neighborhood before I move away. Because this is not an antique, and I'm not very worried about it looking perfect, it's going to be sitting outside. I'm just trying to get off all of the old finish, the old paint. I want to make the surface as smooth as possible so there's no chance of maybe getting splinters in there behind. And that's all. It doesn't have to be perfect. It's going to be a park bench. Cleaning everything up with some mineral spirits and a little bit of steel wool. Hey. These are held in with staples. All these are held in with staples. I brought the big boy just in case. These damn staples. I need to go through and clean out these cracks as best as I can. Yeah, that works. Most of this was a pretty clean break where the two boards were originally glued together. And judging by how clean the wood is, the break was pretty fresh. Once I get it cleaned up, it should glue together pretty well. While that tabletop is drying, yes, I'm calling it a table now because it's pretty big for a bench. However, while it's drying, I was going to get to these legs. They are in terrible shape. You can see how rotted this wood is on the bottom. The top's not so bad. These bottoms are destroyed. Oh, look at that. I obviously need to replace the bottoms of these. I can probably get by with using the tops. These are just 2x4s that are glued together, it looks like. However, in order to replace the bottoms, I need to use a table saw, and I can't do that tonight because it's almost midnight now. My neighbors will not be happy. Anyways, so I'm going to save these until morning. And meanwhile, I'm going to tear these staples out of here and prep these for some paint removal and sanding. So after removing all the staples off camera, I took the time to go ahead and just sand these down. Because there's no finish on these, essentially, the whatever was there came off super easy. I mean, this took only about 5 minutes each. So therefore, I'm going to call it a night, try and get some rest. I'm going to pick this up at first light, get these all sanded down quickly, and go from there. Until tomorrow. I almost forgot. Time check. Good morning, everyone. It is now the next morning, and I am back on the job. First things first this morning, I'm going to cut out the new legs, or new pieces of the legs, repair leg. Oh my gosh. What's going on with this? Full disclosure, I had a clock mishap last night, or a countdown clock. I did end up going to bed sometime a little after midnight, and I put my phone on silent, but I think after a while of me not using it, everything went to sleep, including the timer. This says it's keeping count now that I turned the phone back on, but it reset the finish time to 10:43 this evening. It should be like 3:30 something this afternoon. So I'm going to manually adjust this so that the finish time is the same as what we had yesterday. So yesterday I started at 3:35 in the afternoon. I just set that's actually 8:35 now, so that's 7 hours from now. If we start the clock, we're back to 3:35. I'll try and reuse these rusty nails. So for now, throw them in a little bit of vinegar, see if I can clean them up. I'm going to plane these 2x4s down just to give myself a nice flat surface in order to glue these together. I'm not exactly sure how far down this rot goes. I'm going to start cutting layers until I get to the end of it, if I get to the end of it, so then I know where to mate up a new piece. Okay, so I'd say we got down to good wood on each piece. This one's a little iffy, but I'll clean up and see how it is. Otherwise, I just have to wait now for these to dry completely. It's going to take a minute before I can cut them up and mate them to the legs. So I have all this old veneer I took off of an antique desk that I'm working on. You'll see the video here soon, but it's super old and it's really thick. There's no backing on it. It's just plain wood. It's actually white oak. It'll be perfect for filling a lot of these gaps. Piece of old scrap wood I've got. So on this last leg, I need to use a lathe to cut this in on this piece right here. I'll put on the screen what this is called. I can't remember what this is called. Similar to this. Start about there. And here we have a fairly rough cut. I'm going to clean up with some sandpaper and smooth the edges, and we'll move on from there. Definitely not my best work, but overall this took only about 5 minutes to do, so I think it's pretty good. Like some homemade pocket screws here to hold everything in place. This is probably not ideal, but it's gonna have to do. Can't find my speed square fast enough, so this piece of metal is gonna have to do. I know it's cut at a 90. This is the one I cut out on a lathe. Looks good. For the record, don't ever do what I'm about to do. Time's up.
A few hours passed since the 24-hour mark, and I'm sitting with an almost finished park bench. I cleaned up, changed my shirt, and did a few touch-ups to the color. I decided it'd be best to give the glue and stain a day to cure before applying the final finish. I am actually surprised that the glue has held as well as it has in such a short time. I brought the piece inside for the night to dry, and as luck would have it, it rained the next day, so I ended up just applying the finish inside. I used a urethane finish appropriate for outdoor use, but because it's so wet and humid right now, I will let it sit inside for at least a week before finding a place for it in the butterfly garden. So the question is, did I truly finish in 24 hours?
So what I told you was true, from a certain point of view.
Let me know in the comments and enjoy the final reveal. Thanks for watching.